Good evening, Angel families, and welcome to the 2021 Angel Ministry Christmas registration. We really appreciate your all's patience as we set up our new online registration form, as well as our new website. We want to thank Evan Matthews, who is a Meade County local, who created our website. He's with Matthews Design, and he has just made our dreams come true. And we can ultimately speed up our registration processing and just make our system smoother so that we can get the gifts to your angels at Christmas time, which is our ultimate goal. If you registered online last year, this registration looks very similar. Most of the components are the same. It's just better. If you notice here at the top, there are step-by-step little bars to let you know how close you are to completion. So that's pretty nice. And then at the end, you can review all of your information and make changes before you submit. So I'm going to walk you through this registration process. Again, the information that you need for this year's registration is similar to what you have needed in the past. Last year, we had a little bit of flexibility, but now we have the opportunity to have you upload the documents that we need, and I will show you how to do that. To start, you will need to have an email address. So if you don't have one, you can create a free Gmail account here. We're going to attempt to not contact you through email as much as possible, but it is nice to have that backup way to contact you if possible. Before you start to fill all of this out, try to have all of your information ready, including your Meade County address, your physical address, your alternate person that can pick up your gifts, your children's sizes and wants, all of your documents that you're going to need. So the more that you can have ready, the easier this process will be for you. So you'll need to start with your first and last name. Please make sure this is your legal name that you use. Try not to use your maiden name if you're technically married. If you've recently went through a name change due to a divorce or marriage, you may need to upload those documents as well. But if your driver's license states a name and that's your current name, please register with that first and last name. That's very helpful when we're trying to match things up. So you'll enter your email address, your phone number, if at all possible, please try to have a working number that we will be able to reach you at over the next few months. I know some people's numbers change quite frequently. Just try to have a phone number that you know may not change. And then if this is not your phone number, please list whose number it is that you're using, at least their first name, so that we know when we call that this is an alternate contact if you do not have your own phone. When you're registering, make sure you enter a Meade County address. It has to be here in Meade County, and we need your physical address to verify. Once you have your address in there, you will upload a copy of your driver's license or some type of state-issued ID and a proof of your address, which can be a piece of mail, a bill, an insurance letter that's recent that has your address on it, anything you have that has your address that you've received, as well as your ID. We have this new upload feature, so you can either drag and drop, or you can click and upload documents that are saved on your either phone or computer, whatever it is you're registering from. And you'll see the documents that you've uploaded there. So again, you'll need your driver's license and some type of proof of address. Alternate contact. This is a very important one. Each year, we have at least 10 to 15 families who send someone else to pick up their gifts, and we are not able to send those gifts with that person because they are not the alternate contact that's listed. So if you have wonderful parents or in-laws that are your backup people, if you might be working, please list both their names and the phone number that we can reach them at if we cannot get a hold of you. If your spouse may possibly pick up your gifts, please list them. There's enough room there that you could possibly list 2 alternate contacts if you know that's something you're going to need. But please list both of them and their phone number. Once you have listed your alternate contact or contacts, you're going to agree to our typical statements that you agree to, that you're not going to register with anyone else. You understand we're not responsible for any accidents that occur from gifts. So you read through these and just accept, and you can move on to the next step. Again, notice it tells you which step you're on. This year, we will be collecting employment and financial documents from you to verify that you do qualify for Christmas assistance. It's important for us to remind you that our goal is to serve underprivileged children in Meade County to ensure that they have a Christmas. So when you are completing your application, you need to determine, are you financially able to provide some Christmas, all Christmas, or none at all for your children? If you have received several stimulus checks this year, if you have been on vacations, have been able to purchase things for your children throughout the year, you may need to consider if you can continue to need this service at Christmas time. We have families all the time who no longer need our services. They want to come back as volunteers. They've made some changes to their finances. They've completed school. So we know those things are always happening, and we're very proud of you. And we want to help you determine if you still need this service or not. All of these questions are required. The first thing you'll answer are you and your spouse or whoever lives in the home. Are you working? One of you working? And then we need your approximate yearly income. And this right here, again, is where you're going to upload a document that verifies your income. It could be Social Security, disability, SNAP. Just know if you upload maybe a SNAP document, we may contact you for further documentation. So if you want to prevent some of those phone calls that we may have for you, if you also want to upload a tax return or a pay stub along with one of these documents, just to ensure that we don't need anything else, that is fine. You can upload more than one document. Down here, you're going to answer, do you currently receive Social Security, disability? Do you have SNAP? And this final question is new for us this year. We would like for you to consider what type of support you need from the Meade County Angel Ministry this year and moving forward. The reason we ask this is so that we can best serve all of our families and meet them where they're at. We know we have families that are working towards new financial goals. They're working towards college and new jobs, and their need for assistance does change. We also know that we have some family members and grandparents out there that have taken in children unexpectedly, that live paycheck to paycheck, and it's unlikely that their circumstances are going to change. So we know that everyone's needs at Christmas are very different. So you will answer this question this year. I need full Christmas assistance this year. This means that throughout the year, you don't have the extra funds to purchase extra things or vacations or large birthday parties, and you know that purchasing anything for Christmas is going to be impossible for you this year. The second option is I only need supplemental Christmas assistance this year. What that means is we would purchase the 4 gifts that you register for, but you're telling us that you're also able to provide some things, or you have a parent or neighbor that steps up and purchases gifts for your children from you. And you may only need a little bit of support from us. We have parents each year that reach out to tell us that someone has stepped up to purchase gifts for their children this year, and they no longer need our services this year. Please bless another child. So we want to work with those families that do get that extra support, that do have the grandparents and neighbors and siblings that like to help them out with Christmas. And in doing so, we're able to provide everything that we need for those families that are really struggling each year. So you'll just answer the question, I need full Christmas assistance this year, or I only need supplemental. If you have further questions about this, you can reach out to us, but just know regardless of the choice that you make, we will ensure that your child has Christmas this year. If something changes in your financial situation, you can always reach out and let us know that. Once you have completed those questions, you will hit next. If you notice, if you forget to upload at least one document, it will stop you and require you to upload something. So it's important that you have all of your documents with you and ready before you begin to fill out the form. Now we can move on to the next step. So now you're on the child verification section, almost halfway through. This is where you will prove that the children are in your custody or belong to you. So we'll need you to list how many children you're registering. What is your relationship? Are you the parent, the grandparent, or a court-appointed guardian? Again, if you are the grandparent, it is likely that you are also the court-appointed guardian through kinship care, foster care, or you have custody. So we will need some type of documentation for that, unless we have previously verified your situation in the past. Please know that this is not a service for grandparents to provide gifts to children that don't live in their home. This is only for grandparents that are acting in that guardian role, that take care of children each day in their home, that have permanent custody of those children. So each year, sometimes we have some grandparents that try to register thinking this is a way to provide gifts to their grandkids, and that is not the case. This is just for adults that are serving in the guardianship role of a child. So once you select your role, then you will move down here to upload the documents that verify that these children belong to you, that they do exist. That's where the birth certificates come in. So we need some type of document that ties you to the child. This could be custody papers. This could be birth certificates. This could be insurance letters that show your name and the child's name. But we will need something from you that verifies these children belong to you. So you can have a birth certificate. You will need to upload one for each child. If you have a document that lists all 3 or 6 of your children, that is perfectly fine. Please also know that for our grandparents that register, you are not automatically qualified because you are a grandparent registering. We will still need to verify that there is a financial need for Christmas assistance. Once you've completed those, we'll be on to the fun part, the child information. I'm not going to read through all of this information up here with you, but I do encourage you to do that before you register. Some important things are you're only going to be able to request 4 items per child. Highlight that here for you. This includes wants and needs. So you'll need to prioritize, are they in need of toys? Are they in need of clothing? A mixture of both. Do you have someone that's wanting to purchase some clothing for your child? If so, you should consider registering for toys. Small throw blankets or fleece blankets are allowed, but we are not going to give an option for bedding, so keep that in mind. Please remember that there are other families shopping for your children, so be mindful of the cost of the items that you request. We know sometimes you're unaware of what your child is asking for, but please take some time and do some research about the items that you are requesting. We want the most detail we can get, but multiple expensive items will not be fulfilled, including hoverboards, video gaming systems, Nintendo Switch, cell phones, expensive video games. So please keep that in mind. Otherwise, we will be contacting you to ask for some alternate gift options. Consider your children's sizes, as they will be in the spring. We want the kids to have some room to grow into their clothes. You'll also need to be aware that junior sizes in girls are typically the odd numbers and women's sizes are the even numbers. So when you list your kids' sizes, you need to know the length of the pants, the waist size, long sleeve, short sleeve. So please have that all of that ready before you register. Each child's registration is going to look the same. Please identify if they are male or female because that will help with the shopping. If your child does prefer things that don't necessarily fit their gender style, you can list that in the description so that we know what type of items to purchase. You're going to choose the school that your child is enrolled in. Our school family resource coordinators, they will help us verify that those children are enrolled and that they are Meade County residents. So you're going to list their age, and then you'll choose an item for their first item. So maybe they want some jeans. They want a dark wash. We can't guarantee colors, but we can attempt to find those if we can. And maybe they wear, maybe they wear a 12 boys husky. The more information you can give us, the better. Item 2, maybe they want a shirt, long sleeve, boys, extra large, especially for your boys that are in 5th and 6th grade going into middle school. It's really important that you list if they are in boys or men's sizes because sometimes boys begin to transition to that adult size. Same with your girls. Are you wanting youth or are you wanting adult junior sizes? We want to ensure that the kids get the right sizes that they're wanting. Okay, the next thing may be art supplies, and maybe they want a drawing book and pencils. And then your fourth item could be a book. We love when kids request books. So if they have a specific series that they like, please let us know which ones they've had or they've already read so that we don't duplicate those books. Down here, any additional information is just their favorite colors, their favorite items, any special needs that they may have. This is not a place to list extra items, but this does help us finish fulfilling their bag whenever we are shopping. So maybe they love the color green, loves Marvel, and SpongeBob. Spelling is not required, just as long as we can understand what it is that you're listing. Loves art and music. So this helps us pick out a few extra things for the child. So if you have another child, you'll select here and it will bring up the same page again. If you need to remove a child, maybe you've duplicated them, you have that option. If you've entered all of your children, you are ready to move on. So the last page that you will come to is the review and submit. So there's a very nice page here. Please take the time to look over this. Make sure all of your information is correct before you submit it to us, especially your alternate contacts. Please don't leave anything blank. Check that you have the correct documents or enough documents per child. And then double check your children's sizes. If something is wrong, you can edit these sections at any one of these edit buttons here. Your final step is to submit. One thing that is different from last year is there will be no verification email sent. That way there's no confusion if you didn't get one or you don't find it in your inbox. And then you will get a final message at the end telling you that you have registered, just to let you know that your registration is confirmed. Please know that once you have registered, it is not necessary for you to double check that your registration has come through. We will have upwards of 200 to 300 families registering in the next few days, and we will not have time to search through our registrations to determine if your registration has went through. So if you receive your confirmation page, it will tell you the date of pickup, and it will tell you, thank you, you have registered, your registration has been received. That is your confirmation. The details of pickup this year are not finalized yet, but we plan to have our pickup in a 1-day pickup session as we have in the past, and that should be tentatively December 18th. That is a Saturday, and it will be at a location in Brandenburg, most likely in the morning to early afternoon. So those are the only details that we have at this time. Once we have more information about pickup, we will let you know. A reminder that your driver's license or state-issued ID does need to have your Meade County address on it. So if you need to update your ID, please do that before you register. Otherwise, we will have to contact you and ask for an updated ID. It does not matter if you are the first person to register or if you register on the closing day. We will serve your children all the same. We will meet their needs. We will ensure that your children have Christmas. If you register after the registration closes, we cannot guarantee that we can meet all of their requests. But just know that in this case, it's not the early bird gets the worm. If you're family 1 or family 300, we will serve you just the same. So no panicking if you need to get a few documents together before you register. As always, we thank you for your patience, and we look forward to working with you this Christmas.